She knelt in the muddy garden like a little mud kid, desperately digging for edible roots, as if branches were saying hello in her throat. Subtitles. She tightly grasped the wrinkled radish, gazing at the blazing clouds tinged with red in the sky at dusk, silently vowing in her heart, no matter what the cost may be, I will never let my family suffer from hunger again. She was determined not to let the lights of Tara Manor go out, as the sunset stretched her shadow long like a black ceremonial sword piercing the soil. She had no time for small talk because she still had two sisters, plus Melanie and her little cutie to take care of. The farming had to carry on. Subtitles. Farm animals needed feeding, so Scarlett swiftly became the family's breadwinner. She led the whole family to work in the cotton fields, turning her sister's previously delicate hands rough through the trials of life. Subtitles. They were innocent and ignorant, their eyes brimming with resentment as they gazed at the land on this particular day. Suddenly, a runaway soldier burst into the manor, and vigilant Scarlett quickly found the pistol left by Rhett, nervously heading downstairs. The soldier, seeing the young and beautiful woman, lit up like a little poppy, but Scarlett remained calm, raising the gun. One shot left the enemy badly hurt, and Melanie, convalescing, heard it. She quickly came over, sword in hand, and upon seeing the body, didn't scream, but instead shot Scarlett an appreciative look, two seemingly fragile women displaying incredible resilience. They quietly buried the deserter's body, disturbing no one, showing crisis decision-making. Perhaps it's the strength keeping Scarlett upright through fate's storms, as autumn winds sweep scorched earth. Survivors from the south returned home, dragging their weary bodies, and Melanie looked far off, at the end of the little road. Suddenly recognizing a familiar figure in her heart, she ran off excitedly, throwing herself into her husband's arms. Scarlett wanted to step forward but was yanked back by Mammy, exclaiming in frustration, "Let go of me, you guy. This is my love after all the smoke has cleared." Subtitles. Harsh reality loomed. Northern profiteers imposed a $300 tax on the ravaged land. Had little of value left. Scarlett rummaged through her pockets, only to find a few rusty coins as the walls of Tara Manor trembled precariously. In her moment of desperation, she sought help from Ashley, yet the once charming man now appeared vacant and lost. With no substantial advice, Scarlett's facade of calm began to crumble as tears rolled down her face, pleading with Ashley to take her away from here. To Mexico to start anew. Ashley was moved by her tears, wishing to hold her, as the overwhelming atmosphere almost submerged his rationality. Suddenly, his wife's pale face flashed in his mind, causing him to violently push her away, hoarsely repeating the responsibilities of marriage. This sudden coldness once again dealt a heavy blow to Scarlett's heart. I have nothing else, absolutely nothing. Her pain surged like a tidal wave. Her love felt like squeezed orange juice, leaving only bitterness behind. The land was filled with traces of red earth. A primal force beyond love surged through her veins. But within days, fate struck again as two horse-drawn carts suddenly stopped at the manor's gates. Familiar faces now cloaked in northern uniforms trampled on their homeland under the guise of tax collection, as Scarlett clenched her fist. Listening to their disdainful words, she recalled how her mother had sadly passed away while caring for these ingrates. Her father, in the corner with a blank stare, suddenly snapped back to reality, his fury erupting like a wildfire. He bolted out of the courtyard, mounting his horse to seek vengeance, but the startled horse stumbled while jumping a fence. The old body crashed down to the ground like a kite with a broken string. His neck broke, he died instantly. Losing both parents in quick succession, Scarlett was heartbroken. Yet she had to keep holding the crumbling life together. Taxes loomed. But where would she find that $300? In her quandary, Scarlett remembered Rhett, the wealthy man who had helped her before, who, even though now imprisoned, was her only hope. But Scarlett was now down to her last penny, with hardly a decent piece of clothing to wear. So she turned her eyes to the green velvet curtains nearby and decided to fashion them into a vintage gown, though the thick fabric made for a hefty cut. Yet in times of scarcity, this gown made from special material emerged with an oddly inappropriate luxurious flair. Once she had her outfit sorted, Scarlett suppressed her nerves and headed to the prison, knowing this meeting was crucial for the manor's fate. She had to make the imprisoned man believe she was still living the high life. Her carefully styled hair and coat and dress formed a fragile disguise, with the desire to fight for her future streaming through every strand. At first, Rhett was genuinely touched by her concern, but when he touched her calloused hands, his easy smile evaporated, lies were exposed, and Scarlett decided to drop the fall. Ade. She bluntly asked for $300, even suggesting a trade of bodies, a naked proposal that stung Rhett's pride. He chastised Scarlett for only bringing her pain, admitting that all his assets were frozen in the bank. Hearing there was no hope of help, Scarlett coldly exited. After all the turmoil, she was no longer that love-struck girl, and love was no longer in his. On the way home, Scarlett ran into her sister's fiancé, a clever grocer who had managed to find his footing in the post-war rebuild, despite his lack of riches. He planned to marry her sister and start a new life in Atlanta, but such a plan would do nothing to save Tara Manor.